Hello, good people. You're most welcome to our very first show, where we have Cynthia Mukami. She will walk through us through her journey. She became a mother at the tender age of 21, but Cynthia's story is a story of victory. She did not allow her predicament to bring her down, and she made a lemonade out of lemons. So welcome very much, Cynthia, to our show. It is a pleasure having you. We would want you to share your story because we know so many girls have found themselves in a situation like you did. And we want to just hear what happened to you, how you got pregnant, and how you have become what you have become right now. So, Cynthia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, Maggie, for inviting me and allowing me on your platform, on your show. I don't take it for granted. God bless you. I'm ready to share my journey of singlehood. Believing that God will transition my soul.
All right.
I'm Cynthia Overcomer, a mother of one child. His name is Prince Simsuki. He's 11 years old, and I work with a Speak Society. And we are a society that is his vision is to impact the generation and generations to come and transform lives by the grace of God. Thank you.
So, tell us a little bit about what we are talking about in the show. You got pregnant at the age of 21. What happened?
What I can say, I was a naive girl who was so careless with life. And on the process, I found myself pregnant at the age of 21 years old, but that didn't shatter my dreams. It is where my life began. That is what I can say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what I want to hear your story, because many people have gone through tough times and they would really want to know. So when you found out you're pregnant, what was your first reaction?
I was so surprised. I was in shock at the same time. I didn't know where to begin. I didn't know what to do. But after some few days, some few weeks, I began to gain courage, confidence. I began to tell myself I can be through this situation because no situation is permanent. And I began to tell myself nothing happens in our lives without a reason. Nothing comes into our lives as a coincidence. There has to be a reason why God allows us to go through some things that we didn't intend to go, but we found ourselves going through that.
Okay, so a 21-year-old gets pregnant. So first of all, you have to accept it yourself, and the next big thing I believe is to break the news to your parents. Tell us about it.
It was a tough situation. And on how I could break the news to my parents, especially my dad, because the person whom I broke the news to was my dad, because I was so close. I'm a daddy's girl.
Interesting.
So what I did, because I could not approach him one-on-one, I just wrote to him a message, SMS, normal SMS, and I began to tell him, Daddy, I'm very sorry. I know I've disappointed you. Right now I'm pregnant. Kindly forgive me. That was it. He didn't even respond.
Okay.
Because he was very disappointed. He was such kind of a daddy who had a plan for his daughter because I happened to be the firstborn.
All right.
So he had plans for me. After high school, I go to ICT training. After he take me to a place where he knew. I began to work.
All right.
So it was like her dreams has been shattered down.
Okay.
So he didn't know what to do with me. But with time, God worked everything out between me and him.
So I'm picturing this. You have broken the news through an SMS.
Yeah.
So that you will have to meet with him.
Yeah.
No, after that he has to come home. So what was the reaction in the house? Were you speaking to one another? What was happening?
That time came and we met. And when we met, he sat me down. The first thing was like, did you test your HIV? Do you know your status, HIV status? That was the first question. I was like, wow. No, we didn't test ourselves before we had the intercourse.
Yes.
And he went on like, you have disappointed me. I didn't expect this from you. I had high hopes on you. And I just kept quiet.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm sure there were moments of tears and sorrow before you got to deciding to turn this around to work for you. So tell us about those nights.
On the pregnancy
Yes,
process.
yes.
In the first time, during the first month, the first semester, it is very tough because there's that symptoms. There are those symptoms which doesn't do well with our bodies. Dizziness, puking, not liking other foods, Like I used to eat, not to eat anything during the breakfast. I could eat mangoes and banana. Yeah, because anytime I tried to take like bread with tea,
You would end up vomiting
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I am also looking at the way society brands someone who gets pregnant out of wedlock. So you have a mother also to deal with.
Yeah.
Can we now bring your mother's reaction to the story?
You know, every time mothers, they're there to impress you.
Awesome.
In whichever situation, a mother is there to impress you.
So your mom embraced you?
Yeah, she was like, it might have happened, but I know next time it will not happen again. She began to guide me, tell me, it has happened. I know maybe you didn't have some knowledge of this, but I know you will not do it again.
Okay.
And she impressed me with a lot of love.